Cal, we are joined by a very special guest now. Live on the line, across the line from Perth, is the new West Coast coach, Andrew McQualter. We're wrapped to join him here on Gettable. Andrew, thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Riley. How are you?
Very well, thank you, mate. Firstly, congratulations on the new gig. How have you found the first couple of weeks in the job?
Yeah, it feels like it was about 3 years ago when I started. So, look, it's been awesome. It's been a really busy time, as you could imagine, with planning phase. And then the players started training last week, the first of 4 years. So, yeah, first week down, which was awesome. And it's been the older players are coming back now on Monday next week, which is great. Looking forward to it.
Hey, Minnie, thanks for coming on for a chat. It's a big couple of weeks, obviously, for the footy club. How's the move been back from Melbourne over to the WA?
Yeah, hey Cal, how are you, mate? It's been good, mate. My family are making the move after Christmas, so I've been a bachelor for a few weeks now. But don't ask me what I've been eating for dinner because it's not great. But Jane's actually here for a couple of days now, and then they'll move over in the new year.
What about in terms of getting to know the players as well? Because, of course, you would have known some, and we're going to talk about some of the players who have come across as well. But what's been the process in terms of, have you gone out for coffee or lunch with nearly everyone on the list, or how have you done that to make sure that your initial impression is a really personable one?
Yeah, look, I have been trying to spend as much time with people as I can. We went away in a camp for a couple of nights last week with the first years, so we've been away a little bit, but that'll be the plan up until Christmas. I'll have some spare time. Been spending some time with the coaching group, which has been important. I didn't really know anyone within the coaching group except for one of them, in Kyle Horsley. So spending time with those guys and then everyone within the organisation will be a big focus of mine.
You had one of the best CVs in footy, Andrew, in terms of your work at Richmond over a decade as an assistant there, and your role in their triple premiership success. And of course, you did such a great job as interim in the back half of 2023 as well. I mean, now that you've got this job, how excited are you to attack being a senior coach, knowing this is your group, you can mould them in the way that you want to?
Yeah, it's quite a different feeling to, particularly being the interim coach. I think I've mentioned it before. You sort of really, when I took over the Richmond job, it was one hand on the steering wheel, just keeping it moving forward. But yeah, I think we've got a great coaching group here. So we're just putting together all our plans and processes, the way we want to play, the way we want to roll out our education. It's going to take time. There's no question about that. There's not quick fixes in this game. It's going to be just about a lot of hard work and getting on the same page. But certainly the way that the players are embracing the new style that we're going to play and the way we're doing things, they've been terrific so far.
What do you want that new style to look like? When we're watching West Coast in 2025, how do you want us to watch West Coast and know that it's an Andrew McQualter team?
Yeah, pretty simply, mate, it's going to be a team that tries to create turnovers as quickly as possible. So we want to be really fast on defence. We want to be super organised, disciplined, and play a front half game. So it's not really any different to probably what every team's trying to do. But we'll have a big emphasis on our defence, trying to create turnovers fast. And then it allows you to attack a bit more an open game after that.
We're obviously a draft and trade show, Minnie, and we're a day out from the draft. You guys have picked 12. How involved in the process have you been in terms of discussions and conversations with Matty Clark and Dwayne Massey around what you guys do at that selection?
Yeah, look, I've been a little bit involved, Cal, over the last month, but you know, with just getting my feet on the floor, I haven't been involved in the whole process. These guys are super organised. They've done a power of work behind the scenes. So yeah, it's a really exciting time for all young kids coming up in the draft and our footy club. We're going to get some good players coming in the door, which is great. There's
some good options there as well at that selection. You move back as a footy club from 3 to 12, knowing that you're still going to have a good pick in this year's pool. Do you go midfield? Is a taller type still on the radar? How do you view it from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, it's a really deep draft, as you sort of know, Cal. I'm not telling you any secrets there, mate. I think you've got an idea of it. Look, we'll just pick the best player available. Really open to who that is. I think this year's, I think drafting is really difficult to begin with. I think it's difficult every year, but maybe this year is even more difficult because of the evenness of the draft. So there might be, we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out on draft night, but open to just taking the best player available.
All right, let's take it back a couple of weeks because you get appointed on a Sunday. I want to know something. Do you text Jack Graham first or Liam Baker first? Or was it actually a group message at that point to say, hey guys, you're about to make your decision? Or I'd like to know if there's maybe a favourite. They'd probably know within themselves if there's one or the other.
There may have been something that got shot around, but I don't think it was from me. I think they might have said something. But yeah, look, exciting. Great to bring those guys into the footy club. I've known them both for a long time. But to be fair, West Coast did a lot of work on both of those guys prior to me being appointed. So that was always in the works to get those guys, and they're going to bring a lot to our footy club. They're incredibly hard workers. They're both tough, and they're really strong leaders in their own right. So. Yeah, really exciting to see them come over and join the footy club.
I saw Liam arrived officially last week, but also arrived at the footy club training-wise yesterday. Is he keen for a big pre-season in terms of his leadership as well, knowing that that's going to be a part of his role within this rebuild?
Oh, look, there's no doubt. We recognise that there was a gap in the list for that age profile, which is why we targeted, Jack, Liam, and Matt Owies, and they both bring in some terrific leadership traits. So Bakes. First session yesterday, he trained really well. He's brought some physicality to the session for a little fella that's only just a bit taller than a grasshopper. He's a really tough little bugger. So it was a great start for him and exciting to see what they can all do.
We had Adam Kingsley on the show before, and I did ask him what was your bit of advice for your old Tigers assistant coach, and he said if there was one thing, it would be maybe don't allow number 9 to be concussed in the first week of training. How is Harley after last week? Because obviously a little bit of a head not to go into the protocols.
Yeah, he sent me a text, King, saying that's not a good idea to injure one of the best players. Look, he's fine. Harley's okay. It was just a bit innocuous. It was one of those ones where he came on a bit later, but he's okay. He'll just go through the protocols and get stuck back into training.
Talk to us about your excitement around being able to work with Harley. I don't think we've ever seen a first-year player make as much of a splash as he did across the last 12 months. He was all anyone could talk about in the footy world. I mean, how excited are you about the prospect of getting to work alongside him over the next couple of years?
Yeah, he's he clearly comes with a lot of fanfare, Harley. There's no question about that. I don't think I've got through an interview yet without being asked about him. So
you never will.
You're probably right, but I can tell you he's incredibly grounded as well. He's a really good kid. He's humble. That goal there you see him was I was coaching against him there, so I wasn't enjoying that too much. But look, he's a good kid. He's got to get to work though, and just like the rest of our players, the expectations on Harley will be high to play his role within our team, and we're excited to see him do that.
How's Elijah Hewitt going? I know he missed a lot of footy last year, and also Ruben Jimby. Is the plan for him to sort of start back in defence because he's done a bit of both through the midfield as well? Yeah,
I'll just touch on Elijah first. So he's completed all the sessions so far this year, which is terrific. He's given himself a chance at having a great year by his pre-season that he's going to be able to do. I think he struggled to be able to consistently stay in the park for the last couple of years. So really excited by what Elijah can do. He's incredibly powerful and huge work rate, so that's exciting. Ruben, he's some sort of athlete, Ruben, and competitor, which is, they're two of the, in my opinion, the best traits you can have. So he's started really well. He's won almost every run we've had. He's strong in the gym. We'll start him in the back half. I think we'll really settle him back there. And if he progresses into the midfield later in his career, so be it. But I think we'll settle him in the back half to begin with.
What about the co-captain, Oscar Allen? He dealt with some injury issues last year around his knee as well. How's he or if he has returned, how's he returned and how's he looking ahead of 2025? It's going to be a big year for him.
Yeah, it will be. And Oscar's already trained twice. He hasn't been required to come back yet as one of the older players, but it shows great leadership and probably why he's been voted captain in the past and why he's captain of the footy club. So he's stepped in and trained twice already. He looks really fit and strong and excited for what Oscar will bring.
Do you expect to retain that co-captaincy? I know some coaches like coming in and putting their stamp on things and making it a bit fresh, but obviously they've gone with co-captains in the past. Do you expect that to be retained in 2025?
To be honest, really open to it. I just think we'll have a whole pre-season. It's a fair bit going on at the moment at the footy club with the change that's happened. So leaders tend to just show themselves over a period of time by their actions. So open to it, and we'll see how that plays out.
What's the main thing you're looking forward to next year that's maybe on the radar beyond the obvious of just coaching a footy team for the first time and it being your team? But is the Derby or Derby already circled? Is there a game that you feel like is something that is on the horizon that's thinking, okay, that's going to be pretty special?
Yeah, it's definitely Derby over here. I've been told off a few times, Cal. Yeah, look, to be honest, mate, it probably is that. I've never been able to, where I've worked in the past, I've never experienced a Derby, and by all reports, they're pretty unique and And last year, I think we beat them last year. So yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to that. But there's so much that comes with this job, Cal, that I probably don't know everything that's going to come with it. So just keep looking to learn and grow and help us where I can.
How quick have you become we, as in the Eagles? You know, you've had a few we's across your journey in terms of obviously St Kilda and Gold Coast and Richmond and Melbourne. How quickly did that become very easy for you to spit out?
Yeah, I got sacked a few times as a player, so I had to keep moving on quickly. No, look, at day one, mate, we became a we club straight away. So
yep.
It's easy to flip when you change jobs so often.
Andrew, how quickly do you reckon it can take? I mean, it's a football club. It's obviously a very proud one. Won the flag in 2018, but it's had some down years in the last couple of seasons. How quickly do you think this turnaround can take, particularly now that you've brought in some experience with those guys you mentioned, Liam Baker, Jack Graham, and Matt Owies?
Look, it's a difficult question to answer because the competition's so even. So it can be quicker than you think, but it can only be done one way, which is an incredible amount of hard work and everyone being aligned to the way we're trying to play. So it can turn quickly, but it's got to be done the right way to remain consistent. I think also the reality is there's been some challenges with injuries here over the last few years. So maybe there's some players here that we haven't seen the best of. So hopefully they can get a good run at it. I know Matt Innes is running a great program here. So exciting to see some of these guys we haven't seen much and what they can produce.
Last one before we let you go. I appreciate you jumping on early. We saw the Apple Watch pop up as well, reminded how early it is over there. So thanks again for that.
Been awake for 3 hours, Cal.
Now, are you coming over tomorrow night? I assume you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Do you want the medium, large, or extra large Gettable T-shirt? Because we've got all in the range, so we'll be able to hit you up as a guest as well.
Is that feedback for the way I'm looking?
No, not at all.
Some of those bachelor diets, I think.
Issues over here.
No, not at all. Any will do.
So we'll have a test run tomorrow night.
Andrew, thank you so much. Good luck for what lies instead for West Coast in 2025. Thank you for taking some time out of your morning. We know it's very early over there in WA. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming on Gettable.
No worries, guys. Thank you.